Want to know how to make customized skins like this, or this in under 5 minutes? Well then watch this full video and soon you'll be on your way to making your own custom skins. I'm no expert at this and I have practically zero Photoshop knowledge, so if I can do them in 5 minutes, trust me, you wouldn't believe how simple it is. Before we begin, the two things that you'll need are Content Manager and a photo editing software. I'm using GIMP, which is free, and I'll include download links to these two programs below if you don't already have them. For this example, we'll be using the Kuno's Nissan GT-R GT3, but you can use any car you like as long as it's not encrypted. Ready to go? 5 minutes, starting now. Open up Content Manager and at the top menu, select Content. From the list of cars on the left pane, choose the Nissan GT-R GT3. Click on the button below that says CM Showroom, which will open up the showroom window, and make sure you click on CM Showroom instead of just Showroom. In the showroom on the right pane, click on the Paint Shop button, and on the next window, click on the slider that says Modify Current. We'll then slide over and become Save as New. I'm going to name this Test and click on Save. Click the back button to exit the paint shop and left click anywhere on the car body. Have a look at the upper right texture name, which should show as skin.dds, or it could be body.dds or something similar. Left click on the three dots beside the texture name and click on the little drop down arrow here and select 2048 by 2048. You could use a higher resolution such as 4096 or even larger, but I find 2048 is good enough resolution for a fun skin like this. And when it's done, a flattened skin of the car will show up. Hiding in the lower right corner of your screen is a little save button. Hit that button and change the file type to PNG. Save it to the test folder in the skins directory and we are done with Content Manager. But just leave this window open in the background for now. We'll come back again to it later. We're actually done with the most complex part. Easy, right? Next up, open that PNG file that we just saved in your image editing software. As mentioned earlier, I'm using GIMP, which is absolutely free, and the very first thing that we need to do now is to click on Image, Mode, and change it to RGB. If we don't do this, everything will just be grayscale. Now I've saved this picture of an anime girl which I got from nicepng.com, and I'm going to import this now as a new layer. On this new layer, click on the layer menu above, followed by transparency, and add alpha channel if your image doesn't already have one. This image here already has an alpha channel, so we are good to go. So now we have two layers. One is the car skin and one is anime girl that you see over here. For the anime girl layer, change the layer mode to multiply. By doing that, you'll see that only parts of anime girl that overlap the car skin are showing. Use this layer to drop the opacity of anime girl so that we can see where both layers are overlapping each other. Now let's start aligning anime girl to the car skin. Right click on her and under Layer, Transform and rotate 90 degrees counterclockwise. If you are using GIMP, two hotkeys that will be very useful will be Shift S to scale an object and M on your keyboard to move it around. So I'm going to hit M on the keyboard and I'm going to move her into place. If you want to zoom in, hold down on the left control button and use the scroll wheel on your mouse to zoom in or out. We're going to need to scale this down slightly, so Shift S to scale it down, hit Enter, and now hit M to move her into place. This looks just about right, so let's bring the opacity back up to 100% and see how it looks. Now you can see where her hair flows over this other part over here. Don't worry about that for now, I'll show you where that ends up on the car once we get back into Content Manager. To export this file into something that Assetto Corsa can use, click on File, Export As, and we're going to navigate to our root Assetto Corsa folder. And look for the KS Nissan GT-R GT3 folder. Followed by Skins, and the test folder. We also want to select the file type as DDS and then click on Export. In the window that pops up, change Selected Layer to All Visible Layers and select Generate MIP Maps and hit the Export button. Another button you need to hit is the subscribe button for this channel if you haven't already done it. Now check out your Content Manager window where you should see Anime Girl updated in real time on your GTR. And we did that in less than 5 minutes as promised. Remember earlier where Anime Girl's hair was flowing over some other parts of the skin? Well, check out the headlight surrounds of your GTR. The purple highlights that you see there are from her hair overlapping bits of the car skin. I actually think it looks pretty good like this. So that was a quick and easy custom skin, and it's not entirely perfect because it flows over several body panels and you'll need to edit the Anime Girl layer in order to get her cat ears and hair over here to line up properly. But for 5 minutes work, I think that's good enough for me.